Hey guys, Sam Baumgarten here again, and today we're going to be taking a closer look at the robotic gripper. If you haven't seen the first video, go take a look at it. There should be a card right up above, and you can go check out the video which kind of shows the final result. Today we're going to be talking a little bit more about how we actually built the gripper. So I've got the gripper right here. It's currently under power, and we're just going to kind of go from the top to the bottom and talk about what it is. We'll take a look at the CAD, and yeah, so let's get started. One kind of the first thing I want to talk about is a feature that you may not have seen, but I think is so cool. Under each of these finger pads is actually a force sensor. And the force sensor, as you press it on the glove, there are vibration motors. So as you press the force sensor, they actually vibrate, which is really neat because you can see how much force you're applying to something, so you don't crush anything. So this has, actually right down below it, really hefty servos. They're 240 ounce-inch servos, and there's 3 of them. So it's a fairly powerful gripper. Going back up to the fingers a little bit, one of the really neat things here is that these fingers are they're called under-actuated fingers. So what they are is there's actually 2 joints in them, and instead of having a motor for each joint, we have one motor down below, and it controls the whole finger. And as it goes in, it kind of presses using this front face here. Then when this front face makes contact with something, the top piece bends over, which means that we've got that one motor controlling both of these joints, which is really neat. Kind of going down a little bit, we have the handle. The handle, I'm actually pretty proud of it. This is the tape that you find on stairs, to stop people from slipping, and it works extremely well it's designed to grip things. We're actually using a similar tape up here on the fingers. It's kind of this tape here. It's just a different grit, I guess you would call it. And then down at the bottom we have a project box from McMaster, which has been actually really awesome. I really like this box. And then in there we have, again, we'll pop this open and do some close-ups later, but we have an Arduino Pro Mini that controls this lighting on top, which, by the way, the lighting is from a addressable RGB LED strip. And we just have 4 pixels cut out, or 4 LEDs cut out, and those are wrapped around in a circle. So we have an Arduino for that. We have an Arduino for handling the wireless communication and the fingers. And then we have the battery and just a few breakout boards for plugging everything in. Looking over at the glove, we've already talked about the vibration motors on the fingers. On the back, sorry, it's kind of falling apart a bit, but we have these flex sensors, and these are resistors, and the more that they flex, the resistance changes. So we have those up here. We have an LED strip, and we're using that LED strip to show how much they're flexing. It's just a nice visual thing. We have the Arduino Uno right below that, which again is just the processor for everything. And then the battery, a breakout board for measuring the resistance from these flex sensors, and an XB, which is what we're using to do the wireless communication. The glove it's fairly simple, but it works. And yeah, so let's dive into the CAD quickly, and we'll take a look at the design. So this is the 3D model of the gripper. Everything was modeled, and that includes all the joints and all of their behaviors. So we're just going to pop off the casing, or we're going to make it transparent so you can see the inside. You can see that there's a lot of, so the servos are all mounted in there, and then the gear cover makes it so that it isn't a pinching hazard. I thought that those were hooked up, but regardless, the CAD, we spent a majority of the time on the CAD and getting everything working correctly and doing simulations, because we really didn't want to find out that things didn't work when we got all the parts. So this is the full CAD. And this is actually the original project box we had, but it was too small, and we couldn't fit everything in. I'm just going to open it up, and we can do some close-ups of all the different electronics components. So there is the Arduino Pro Mini that we're using to control the lighting. The reason why we had to have 2 Arduinos is a whole nother story. If you're interested, just let me know. So we have that Arduino, and then we have right next to that, actually, that kind of floats around, but next to it we have the battery, which actually I'm going to unplug. Probably a good idea. And then that's a breakout board over there. That's where all the servos plugged in, and that's mounted onto the wall. And then last but not least, down at the bottom, we have the board, which has the XB and the Arduino Pro Mini, and that's just a proto board. And then all the wires from that run up into the pipe that carries up the 4 sensors and the servo and the lighting connections up into the hand itself. Thank you so much for watching. If I didn't answer your question, please just leave it down below and I will try to respond. Sorry, it was kind of hard to sum up everything that I had to say about the gripper in such a short video. I also have a presentation on it, but the video just really isn't good enough to upload to YouTube. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys all later.